Hi, everybody. I just wanted to go ahead and take a second and talk a little bit about backing up your capture data using iTunes. When we're talking about backing up your capture data, I do prefer using iTunes. Sometimes when restoring, there's another application that you can use called iExplorer, and this will allow you to restore individual models into the capture data itself. So let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is just launch iTunes here. iTunes comes up. I already have my iPad connected with the USB cable, and you can see in this icon right here that the iPad is connected. I'll just go ahead and click that. And now I go to File Sharing, which is located right here, and into Capture. You may have noticed on the summary screen, there's the Backups option right here. This will back up the entire iPad, including everything outside of Capture and the applications themselves. What we really are looking for here is the data within the Capture application. So that's why I like to use the File Sharing option. Click on Capture, and in this window will appear all the files and data that you have within the Capture application. Now, the most important files are in the Jobs folder. This is where all your model data lives. I also recommend on top of this to back up the database files. These database files, if they become corrupt for any reason, it can potentially cause issues with Capture. You can delete them without deleting the jobs file, of course, and relaunch Capture. It will recreate the database files. So Capture does have the ability of recreating these files, but just to keep everything together, I do like to back them up as well. So once you have everything selected, you can come down here and just choose Save. I'll go ahead and save these to my desktop and go ahead and save. So you can see the blue progress bar up here at the top will slowly make its way across, and when that is complete, everything will have been saved to my desktop. So it's a nice way of kind of confirming that everything is saved there. So now that everything is saved, I can see it right here on my desktop. What I can do is just double click on the jobs folder to open it up, and these subfolders, they won't be named anything that you can recognize, but the number of subfolders within the jobs folder should be the same number of thumbnails that you have in your home screen in the Capture application. So each folder corresponds to each model within Capture. Now that you have everything backed up, what you can do is come back into iTunes, choose the jobs folder, choose the database files, and I can actually go ahead and delete them. I prefer doing this step with Capture not running on the iPad. So go ahead and double tap the home button on your iPad, swipe up on Capture to kind of kill it from the background. Though I've never had issues if it is running, I just like not having it running just in case. Now with everything deleted from Capture, I can go ahead and continue scanning. I can launch Capture. It'll generate those new database files with a clean slate, and I can go ahead and capture new models. When I'm ready to restore everything into Capture, what you can do is the same thing from the files here. What I can do is just grab my jobs folder, for example, and drag it back into the Capture documents, and everything will copy over. Now, I'm not going to copy over the database files in this case, but if you are having any kind of issues after trying this first step, and the generated database files, or let's say Capture is having issues generating those database files, you do have those database files backed up, and you can drag them in just like I did with the jobs folder. So now with the jobs folder back in Capture, I can go ahead and launch Capture, and you'll notice that it takes a little bit of time. There will be a progress bar, and that is generating those database files. When it's done with that, you'll see everything that you had restored will appear in your Capture application, and you're ready to go. For restoring one-off jobs, for example, if I come in here and let's say I look at this job, I can see what this job is based on the floor plan right here. I can look at this thumbnail and see, okay, this is the job that I want to restore, let's say. I can grab this folder and put it into the jobs folder, but that is something that iTunes will not be able to do. That's something that you will need iExplorer for, and so for that I'll go ahead and do in another video. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Thanks very much.